Happy New Year, folks. Welcome to 2018. I really hope this brings around some new opportunities and hopefully some success for me in my personal life, but also for YouTube. And if you haven't watched it yet, go back and watch my New Year's message from yesterday, if you're watching in real time, of course, to see my targets for the next year, and me talk about kind of what my achievements were last year. 2017 last year seems so odd to say. We're in 2018 now. But I hope you enjoyed your New Year's Eve. I really hope you did. But we're back to basics now. We're back to normal. And we're back to business, most importantly. So welcome, folks, to the second episode of the Southampton Youth Challenge of Football Manager 2018. And if you don't know the rules, I'd probably recommend going back to the preview episode. But basically, it's a youth team that we're building here at Southampton. And we've got rid of all the old buggers, basically. Now, someone that we have got rid of in the last few days, we've actually got rid of Oriol Romeu. He's gone to Manchester City for £30 million. Now, it was a tricky transfer to make, but the player would be moving next summer anyway on the rulings that we would be having to sell him when he went over 25. So 30 million I thought was a really good price for him, and to be quite honest, the central midfield is the spot where we're really happy with in terms of our depth, because we've got Lamina, Ward-Prowse, Højbjerg, Harrison, Reed, and of course in Cuckoo, who we bought him on loan from, it isn't Dortmund, is it? It's Paris Saint-Germain. So we've got a fair few central midfielders who are quite young and ready to go into the squad. So I thought, you know what, we might as well just get rid of him. So that's exactly what we have done. Apart from that, though, we've brought nobody in. And there are a few players I wanted to shortlist and show you guys before we actually started this episode. But firstly, actually, Romeu was our vice-captain. So we have changed that for Jack Stevens. I thought he's going to be at the club for a few years, an English player. And I thought that'd be a really good strategy to go for. I think they recommended Cedric. But obviously Cedric's going to be going next summer, so I didn't really see the point of that. But two players I've shortlisted maybe for the next transfer window is Ryan Sessegnon, who probably a lot of you will know, a left-back who plays for Fulham, and there's a lot of interest on our side for him. He's a real good player in real life. As you can see, last year in real life he played 25 games for Fulham in the Championship and scored 5 goals. And probably what I would do is Sessegnon, because we have got quite a bit of competition at left-back with Matt Targett and Sam McQueen. I'll probably send him back on loan to Fulham for maybe a year and a half, because of course he's got a maximum of 8 years, so he's got plenty of time. And send him back there. Another player I shortlisted was Morgan Gibbs-White, probably not as known, but I've actually seen him in the flesh when Wolves played Stoke in the Cup last year, in the Capital One Cup, it would have been, or the Carabao Cup. It was last year anyway, the year before, God. No, I think it was actually last year. I think it was in January in the FA Cup when Wolves played Stoke and Wolves won. That was probably the best day for Stoke fans. But Morgan Gibbs-White, 17-year-old, apparently FM doesn't rate him that highly. But we're definitely going to have a look at a sniff. And unfortunately, we did actually sign him technically for about $1 million, I think, in July. But because he got an injury, he failed his medical, so the club were obliged not to give him a contract. Now, today we come back a little bit early. I did say we were going to come back for the Newcastle and Burnley games. But we're actually going to come back for the Tottenham and Newcastle games, because I want to see how we get on in our first game against a big side. I don't mean to sound offensive to the three previous sides we played, but I want to see how we get on against a side like Tottenham with our youthful squad. Really, the tactic that Tottenham have gone for, you know, they've built a lot of their squad around their youngsters. I mean, if you look at the youngsters they've developed at Tottenham, I mean, there's no saying. You've got Dyer, Ben Davies is really a youngster who came from Swansea, Dele Alli, Harry Kane, Harry Winks, Trippier, even Marcus Edwards, who's on the bench apparently for today's game. So we're trying to do the same thing here. And in the two games that you guys obviously didn't see, we beat MK Dons 2-0, with Matt Targett getting his first goal for the club, I believe. If we have a look on here, I think it was his first goal overall for the club. Yes, it looks like it. And we unfortunately lost to Stoke 2-0. It was quite a weird one, really. We weren't in the game at all, and that's a bit worrying going into this Tottenham game. But the team for today's game, then, we're going to go with Zigic in goal, with Cedric, Stevens, Huet, and Targett getting his first start after 3 substitute appearances, with Sam McQueen usually being in favour of him. Ward-Prowse and Lamina in the middle. He'll make his first start in favour of Højbjerg, who's got a high injury risk. And then we've got Redmond, Hesketh, Boufal and Dembele taking up the attacking positions. And on the bench we've got Rose, the backup goalkeeper, Valerie, McQueen, Højbjerg, Larson, who's on loan from Dortmund, who actually played really well in his one game, I believe, against MK Dons, and played really well there. And then we've got Gabbiadini and Sam Gallagher, and also played on Cuckoo in that game against MK Dons, and he was really good as well in that game. So we're going to kind of try and rotate a little bit, get all these players regular game time. But as I said before, all of these players are fighting for that constant and consistent starting 11 spot, because a lot of these players haven't had starting 11 spots before the start of the season. So it's really crucial that they perform. But of course, Dembele is a player that is going to be crucial for us today, as well as Huet, apparently, at the back. But as you can see, they have gone with the exact team, I believe, that it says there. The big losses they've got, Dembele. Dembele isn't playing, actually, but Ali's not playing, which is good for us. That helps us massively. And Aurier's not playing. Division Sanchez isn't playing, but they've still got a really good squad, so it's going to be really tricky to break them down. Let's get to the dressing room and see, really, we need to prepare a point today. Prepare a point? Make a point. Because we lost to Stoke, and that wasn't the best game in the world. But today, it's New Year, 2018, all New Year's resolutions and all that rubbish. But it would be really nice to start New Year 2018 on the channel with a win against a big side. That would be fantastic to see. So Lloris puts it out in the first highlight. I think Tottenham are going to win today. They'd definitely be the favourites, but I guess at home we're a little bit more tipped. But Lamina, a lovely shot from Lamina. It nearly goes into the back of the net from a Dembele assist. Quite interesting that Dembele fell back quite a bit. But as you can see, we've had all the shots so far this game. We've had all the possession. I don't quite know what Tottenham's game is, to be honest, today. I mean, Southampton played Tottenham over Christmas in real life, and Tottenham battered them. Clearly not happening here, though. We're definitely holding up our own. We've got the most possession. In fact, we're going to go attacking because I don't know what Tottenham are doing, whether they're trying to fool us or what. But we've had the most shots, we've had the most possession. So whether they're playing on counter mentality, that's a lovely ball from Matt Target through to Moussa Dembele. There's no one really helping him. He has a shot, and Lloris saves it. Bournemouth are beating Man City. Wow, what a result that would be for Bournemouth. But Newcastle's progress has halted as they were smashed 5-1 by Chelsea. So a bit of a reality check, really, for the men of Rafa Benitez there. But Cedric to Hesketh, and Dyer challenges him, so Son Heung-min's got the ball. Ben Davies on the left, puts it out, but we should be able to retrieve that with no issues. Huet puts it to Target on the left. Lamina, nice fluid play, a nice balanced play, nothing stupid in terms of our passes. And just wait, we'll probably make a stupid pass in a minute. Lamina, out on the wing to Cedric, that's nice. We're beating all the Tottenham players, and Redmond's past Davies. Puts it into the box with Dembele, but I thought that would go in. Cedric to Redmond. Try two, Buffal scores. Absolutely fantastic. That was absolutely crazy, those few passes. And I'll tell you what, with FM, I'm finding it hard to keep up commentary-wise. Let's have a look at the replay. We had 2 tries, really. This was the first try, and Alderweireld got it out. But Cedric put it back to Redmond. Buffal had 1 try, Lloris got it. But on the rebound, Buffal scored the goal. And that's, I believe, his first goal of the season. After, actually, he scored an international goal with Morocco in the international break. So he's full of confidence at the moment, scoring a club goal and scoring a goal for his nation, Morocco, which is fantastic to see. But I feel like Tottenham might well be coming back straight away. Manyama puts it into Kane. Yeah, I just got that feeling. They're a bit spooked, I can only guess. They've let us play the football that we want for 42 minutes. But as soon as we scored, then the alarm bells started ringing for Pochettino's men. But we've had a lot of shots. We're not being very clinical, but at least we're kind of buying the ticket, as I like to use phrase-wise. But 5 points from 4 games, that would not be too bad at the moment. The only real shame was the loss against Stoke, because we should have really picked up at least a point there. But to be honest, early season-wise, we are doing really well, I think. We're holding our own. We're not being mugged by anyone, and we're really doing well. Ward-Prowse is our captain now, of course. And he's doing really well for the club, it looks like. Buffal's playing well. And it just looks brilliant, we're doing really well. But I'm sure Tottenham wants to beat us today, and that's exactly probably what they're going to do. Son Heung-min goes for glory, though. And it wasn't really the best shot in the world, I think it's fair to say. But we can go as high as 3rd today if we can win this game, which would be quite incredible. But we're going to have a look at these highlights and then make a substitution or two. But Buffal to Ward-Prowse, put it on the wing to Redmond. Can it be a not a catch-22? Oh, that's awful from Redmond. But I was going to say a deja vu moment, but that was awful from Redmond. So he's been playing quite well, though, actually, today. So I don't quite know what to do. But we've got to make some substitution now. Stevens is playing very well either. We'll bring Højbjerg on for Lamina. Lamina's probably going to be a little bit tired now, and he can play as a deep line playmaker. And we'll also bring on now. Oh, it's weird actually that Larsson's morale's very poor. We'll bring him on for Redmond after that horrible mistake. But that should be good. We'll play him on attack. We'll also play Buffal on attack as well to bring ourselves a little bit more forward on the counter-attacking mentality. So we'll take mentality. But we'll tell the players to push forward a little bit more. We're having more shots. And what I'll probably do in the next few minutes, if nothing else happens, but it probably will here, is bring probably another striker on. But Dembele, lose the ball. Harry Kane, through to Son Heung-min now, on the edge of the box. He puts it in for Sissoko, and it's 2-1. That's so unlucky. That's really unlucky, in fact. We have played really well today, but Tottenham look just to have been the better side, unfortunately. And there is not a lot we can do about that. What we're going to do, I think, is take Hesketh off, because he hasn't really played too well today. And we're going to play with 2 strikers. Dembele's played horribly, but he is one of those players that can just really shock you all of a sudden. But I'll bring Gallagher on as well to partner up with Dembele. Maybe we might play him in a different position. We'll probably better. We'll try in an advanced forward position rather than in a complete forward. Be a bit more expressive, dribble less, and see what that can do. At the end of the day, we've got nothing to lose. We are losing here against Tottenham. It doesn't take a genius to tell you that. But we've got 20 minutes left. Can we do anything? Can we salvage anything out of this game? Dembele's been really poor, but Sam Gallagher, to be fair to him, when given the chance, has tried at least to play really well. But Dembele on a 5.5 has been really bad today, it seems. But we have got a highlight here. Cedric to Gallagher on the edge of the box. Højbjerg has a shot, and at least he's buying a ticket, as I like to say. You know, at least we're having chance. That's what I'm saying. But we haven't been too clinical today, which is a bit of a worry. Tottenham haven't played too well either. I think they've got out of jail a little bit here, you know, by scoring those 2 goals. But it might not be all over just yet. Zigic puts it out. Unfortunately, Tottenham get that one back. But Cedric, lovely ball to Boufal. Can't, unfortunately, though, retrieve it. It's a bit sloppy, the passing at the moment, because we've gone a bit more aggressive on the passing. But Eriksen for them. Højbjerg gets it nice. But we're not putting a pass together. Harry Kane to Eriksen. This is going to be 3-1. Oh, no. Zigic tips the ball over, which is good to see. But, no, we're not really doing anything, unfortunately, at the moment. Our passing's very sloppy. And that's really not what you want to see. But Harry Kane's going to have a shot, and it's wide of the mark. But Man United and Man City, what on earth has happened to them? Man United are in 16th, and City are in 19th with 1 point so far this season. How bizarre. Ward-Prowse to Boufal has a shot. That's just shocking, to be quite honest. We've completely lost our... I think we've probably completely lost almost our finesse, maybe. But we just don't seem to be good enough at the moment. We'll try and shoot on sight. Do whatever we can, to be quite honest. But we're going to be more expressive. Just tell them to pump it into the box. And see what we can do in the last few minutes. We really want to get a draw out of this game, but I don't think it's going to happen now, unfortunately. We did go 1-0 up, of course, but we are going to lose this game, unfortunately, it seems. And that is frustrating. 2 losses in a row. But what can you do, I suppose? So, I mean, Tottenham were a better team, and I think that's fair enough. You know, Tottenham have got more quality than us, but we showed our best, and we didn't do too badly at all. So what on earth is going on with the Manchester clubs? That's my question. City have played 4 games, lost 3, drawn 1. This is peculiar. I've never seen them have such a bad start as this. Oh my god. 19th in the Premier League. And then Manchester United have only won 1 game as well. They've lost to Liverpool. Lost to West Ham as well. But I don't quite know. Their season's going shockingly. They lost in the UEFA Super Cup, but maybe a match against Leicester might put them in the right direction. But personally, I'd love to see them both get relegated. But Dembele was shocking today. Yeah, I think that's fair to say. But it wasn't a heaven defeat at all. Ward-Prowse played really well, which is nice to see. A player who's going to be here for a long time. But we have got Newcastle in the next week who've started really well. But maybe their morale might be a bit harmed by that terrible loss against Chelsea early on in the day. We've made a few changes then for this game against Newcastle. The defence stays completely the same. But Nkunku comes in for Jake Hesketh, who's been dropped altogether. He was alright in the last game. But we just want to keep a bit of rotation going. He wasn't that special. And we want players who are going to be special. I know he needs to be bedded into the team and all this nonsense. But really, we just need to rotate and see who's going to be quality. Larson comes in for Redmond, who was really poor last game, I felt, from the highlights we saw. Ward-Prowse takes Hesketh's place in attacking midfield, and Boufal stays at left wing. And then Sam Gallagher plays instead of Dembele, who, of course, you saw last game in an absolute disaster against Tottenham. But we've got Newcastle away from home, of course. They've had a really good start to the season, but as I said earlier on in the episode, they were crushed by an absolutely devastating defeat of 5-1. To Chelsea last week. But contrary to real life, looking at that table, Stoke have had a really good start. They're at top of the table before these games start today, which is quite crazy to think, really, considering they're doing really badly in real life at the moment. They can't string a win together. They did beat West Brom the other week, but that's not really hard to do. Saying that, you ought to sell that one to Arsenal. But Marino, anyway, for them. To Lascelles. Back to Lascelles. They're playing really good football. Marino... Shelvey, oh, that's put out, but Iozo Paris got it back, shoots, and it's a goal for Newcastle. They're going ahead, and this could be really worrying because it could be 3 losses in 3, and even though we are playing well, this is a real concern at the moment. If we are going to get 3 losses, and this starts to put us really down the dying embers of the table, which is a bit worrying to say the least, and it's now probably going to be 2-0, luckily not at the moment, but Nkunku runs out to get that, but Matt Ritchie beats him to the ball. Atsu gets it, but Cedric gets it, but Clark gets it back for them. Atsu's got it back. We can't clear the ball at all. It's really frustrating. We're trying to clear the ball, but it's just not happening. So we're going to try and clear the balls really like that. A lot more pushy, as in just get it out when you can, basically, because we can't seem to clear the ball. We can't string a pass together, and without that, we are going to really struggle. They're back in the box again, and it's going to be 2-0. No, it's not. Zigic saves, And it might be questionable whether, without had Zigic, whether actually we'd be doing as well as we are. But Richie puts it out to Asu, a bit of a weird corner, but Shelby gets it to Yedlin. But look, we just chuck it out, which is a nice one to see. Brun Larson on his own really up there, unfortunately. And that's the end of the highlight. Newcastle go top of the table then, of course, at the end of this game as it stands. But Leicester did actually lose to Manchester United in the last game. But Man City aren't playing today, so they are going to stay in the relegation zone. And might well, by the end of the game, be last place. And Mbemba nearly scores a second for Newcastle. And we're just not looking good here against Newcastle. It's a bit of a worry, this is. I'm not going to lie to you, folks, but target to Ward-Prowse. To Boufal. Puts it in. Shelby chucks it out, though. However, you need to get to that, son. Just chuck it up. Target on the ball now. Put it to Boufal. Boufal can't quite get it, though. The Cells pushed it out. But Nkunku does get it. No, he doesn't, because Ayoze Perez gets it off him. Joselu to Richie. To Richie. Into Ayoze Perez. And that's the sort of football we should be playing, not Newcastle. I mean, they're new promoted side. Okay, fair enough, they are playing well. But we're just not playing well at the moment, particularly in this game. I was just going to say we can't string a pass together. We are actually stringing a nice amount of pass together at the moment, but we're not doing too well at all at the moment. But Gallagher back to Stevens. A bit of a stupid pass, but there we go. At least we retain possession. Not a lot could be said about that, though, there, because Gallagher loses the ball. What we might want to do, I think, you know, this is going to be 3-0. No way. Jesus, this is awful. I think we're going to play with 2 strikers. We're going to play quite a narrow formation, I think. It's just Boufal can only play on the wing. I think he can. Yeah. We'll take Lamina off. And we'll put Dembele up front. Because we're not sure the attacking intent. Put you as a Mazzala. I guess we'll play Gabbiadini. But do we put it... We'll put him up front, you know. Yeah, we'll put him up front. We'll play him as a poacher. That's going to be quite a weird formation, I'm aware. But anything, to be honest, to get back into this game, perhaps. So we're playing with a 4-2-1-3, but with a left winger. So that looks really confusing, but we're just going to have to try it. We're getting hammered by Newcastle, and we're not playing well. Unlike, to be fair, when we played Tottenham, we showed a nice intent. And when I said, should we start this year off 2018 with some wins, I really hope this isn't the sign of what my 2018 is going to be like, because if it is, I'm absolutely buggered. But this is going to be 4-0, isn't it? Atsu puts it into Richie. Very nearly 4-0, you know. And this could turn embarrassing before we get to half-time. I think I need to have a bit of a motivational chat in the players in the dressing room to just tell them where their priorities ought to be. And it was terrible, that was. It was absolutely awful. Now we need to make sure we clear the ball to the left flank, not the right flank. But just, honestly, pump it into the box, in fact. We just don't need to mess around anymore. Dribble less, all that sort of stuff. Fairly, I'd say balanced, because we've got a lot of players that are not playing wide. But here we go, Dembele to Gallagher. We do start the second half, and it's almost like the game's already over for us, unfortunately, so I don't really think there's nothing we can do here in this second half, apart from watch and wait to see if anything does happen. This is worrying. I mean, it definitely is worrying. I mean, I'm not lying from that fact, and I'm not hiding away from it whatsoever. Because we had a really good start to the season, you know, then that win against Watford and the draw against Leicester were a really good start of the season. But apart from that, honestly, we've not done anything. A few goals here, though, would repay my faith in the squad. But Cedric to Nkunku to Dembele. He puts it in for Boufal, who can't get to the end of it. Dembele gets it again. Cedric on the edge of the box. Don't lose the ball, whatever you do. Nkunku again. Is it Nkunku or Nkunku? I don't quite know. We'll go with Nkunku, I suppose. But he's lost the ball to Save. And here they go. Newcastle for another counter-attack again. They're a bit like Liverpool, you know, in real life. They remind me of, really. We're just playing rubbish. And then they can just counter the ball and basically clip the fingers. And to be honest, looking at that table, by the end of the weekend, we might well be in the relegation zone. Hoslu's got the ball. And it's 4-0. Oh dear. Oh dear. Right, questions have to be asked of how we're playing, really. 5-0 there is just embarrassing, to be honest, because in the first 4 games we played really well. But is it because we've lost Romeo that's upsetting us? I doubt it. It couldn't surely just be Romeo. But this is definitely going to be an uphill struggle. But Dembele's got the ball from a lovely pass from Sam Gallagher. Puts it into Gabbiadini. He can't even score. Dembele back into Gallagher. He has a shot. And that's just why we can't even score a goal. We can't get anything in the back of the net at the moment. And we've got to have a look at ball control, really, that sort of thing. And now Nkunku is injured. So bring Harrison Reid on for his first game of the season. He's come back after a long injury layoff, actually. But he's not really going to be given a chance to do anything today. It's going to be a bit of a weird debut for him this season, because it's going to be one that really we've just got to defend now. But maybe our tactics aren't suggesting that. But Boufal to Gallagher. Put it up to Gabbiadini. Can we get a goal back? Yes, no. Is the answer. We have a shot. And it's off the bar. It's almost like the game doesn't want us to win it. It's giving us a sign that maybe we're doing something wrong and doesn't want us to win. But as I said before, if this game is a kind of like a metaphor for how my 2018 is going to be, I don't like that at all. But probably will be, to be honest, you know me. But 3 minutes left of added time. We've lost this game now. I think that was fairly inevitable from the start. But Target puts it out to Gabbiadini. To Gallagher. Through to Dembele. We've got 3 strikers, really. We should be just battering them now. Gabbiadini's in the box. He has a shot. That's a goal back. That's more like it. A goal back. Well, it's 1 goal. It's something to hold on to and treasure, I guess, from this game. But considering we played 3 strikers up front, 3 solid strikes, I think it's fair to say. And only got 1 goal out of it. I think it's quite poor. A nice shot, though, admittedly. A nice goal. But maybe, perhaps, a goal glut against Rochdale is what we need in the next game of the Carabao Cup. But saying that, though, it's not as easy as that. I mean, in bad morale, Rochdale could turn us over. But I think it's going to finish 4-1 here to Newcastle. And unfortunately, it's not really the kind of New Year's almost jolliness that you'd be expecting on the channel, really. A loss to Tottenham, and then a loss to Newcastle. I don't know why they're not blowing the whistle, but finally they do. And that's a disastrous episode, to be quite honest, particularly here against Newcastle. I think we thought that we could win this game against Newcastle. Tottenham, we were a bit more sort of, what's the word? A bit more, I can't think what the word is, but I'm brilliant with words, aren't I? A bit more sort of pessimistic, I guess you could say. But I'm going to send the assistant to that. I'm in no mood to talk to the press, to be honest, at the moment. But we'll come back in a few days' time. We'll probably come back, to be fair, for the Huddersfield and Everton games, because Huddersfield and Everton could be a decent amount of games. Or we could play against Everton or Bournemouth. You just have to see, I suppose, in the next episode. So a really frustrating episode, actually, to start the new year. But hopefully, it can only improve, I guess. I mean, that's the mentality to go for. It was a shocking episode, but we can only improve. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you are new to the channel. And if you are enjoying this series, make sure you show your appreciation by leaving a like and maybe even sharing it on Twitter. That'd be lovely to see. But anyway, I've been TIJ. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on Wednesday. Because we're going with this structure now, we're going to go every 2 days. We're going to have a Southampton Youth Challenge. Ashes Cricket up in Tuesdays and Saturdays. And then Hensford Save will fit in somewhere in the middle of that. I'm sure a schedule will structure itself over the next few weeks. But I'll be TIJ. Happy New Year to you all. I hope it all brings opportunity and success. Thank you very much for watching at the start of 2018. Let's hope it's a good year. Clearly not by this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.